What's up guys, Alvaro here. Welcome to the Bilingual Stock Market channel again. On this channel we talk about the markets and we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. And in this video, and as I do it Mondays through Thursdays, I want to make a quick stock market update, so I want to break down some technicals, going over the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, which are the most important indices of the United States stock market. And at the end of the video, I am going to break down as well 4 stocks. I am going to break down from a technical standpoint 4 stocks that tomorrow are going to be on the very top of my personal watch list. I gotta correct that. 3 stocks and 1 cryptocurrency that tomorrow are going to be on the very top of my personal watch list. So without further ado, let's get started. And why am I so happy today? Well, because finally, at last, we saw a nice red day in the markets as of now, and when we still have 17 more minutes in today's trading session, we are having a very nice red day all across the board, and this was absolutely needed, guys. So as of now, we find, let me scroll up here, we find the Dow Jones down almost 1%, the Nasdaq is down 0.85%, and the S&P 500 is down 1.05%, and we have the 11 sectors that trade inside the S&P 500 reflecting a negative performance when we still have 9 more minutes in today's trading session. And by far the worst performing sector is the tech sector, that was absolutely due for a pullback because this sector has been on an absolute tear in the most recent trading sessions. And by the way, guys, the 10-year treasury yield, this is important, and this is a subject that I talked about in the video that we posted last Tuesday. The 10-year treasury yield fell off a cliff and as of now is trading below 1.3%. So remember what I said in that video: when the yield of the bonds fall, that implies that the prices of the bonds are going up. Okay, so that implies that whoever is buying bonds believe that inflation isn't going to get out of control, because it doesn't make any sense buying a fixed income asset such as a bond if inflation is going to pick up, right? Because those bonds are going to underperform relative to the inflation. So we are seeing some sort of interesting stuff as of now in the markets. And by the way, guys, I'm talking about interesting stuff today. Jobless claims came in at 373,000 for the week that ended on July 3rd. The previous week report was actually revised up by 7,000 from 364,000 to 371,000. So we can make the case that job growth is kind of slowing, and that is a sign that the economy isn't getting overheated, and therefore that is also a sign that the Federal Reserve might get away with it, because the Federal Reserve has been saying left and right that inflation is going to be transitory, and that inflation is being caused by disruptions in the supply chains, and that once that those disruptions get figured out, this transitory inflation is going to decrease, which obviously is good news for growth stocks, tech stocks, and for those stocks that trade on higher multiples. So I don't know, guys, let's see what happens, but this is getting very interesting. And keep in mind, guys, that next week the new season of earnings is going to kick off. So we might see some sort of extra volatility in the markets once JP Morgan, that I think that will report earnings next Wednesday, reports earnings. Remember that every single earnings season kicks off once JP Morgan reports earnings pre-market, and I think that is going to be on next Wednesday. And when it comes to the S&P 500, and when we still have 1 more minute in today's trading session, we find the S&P 500 down 0.92%, trading at 4,317 points, 4317. And what do you know, guys? The S&P 500 didn't reach a new all-time high in today's trading session. That's I don't know, to say the least. So take a look at this massive drop that we saw this morning, guys. This was a 1.60% drop, a massive drop. So the bulls managed to find support at 42.89. So this level is going to obviously act as a lower support in tomorrow's trading session, and there goes the market. So the final close was at 43.21. We can make the case, guys, that the fact that we closed today's trading session above 4,300 is a good sign for the bulls. All right, we are not quite yet out of the woods, and let me check on the RSI on the 4-hour, guys. I'm sorry, I am improvising here. Obviously, I didn't have time to prepare anything because this is pretty much live reaction. So take a look at how the relative strength index went from 84 points down to 52 points. So the drop that we saw in today's trading session is, from a technical standpoint, very but very healthy. And let me pull up once again the 1 day, 1 minute. So the level of support that I called out in yesterday's video, guys, and if you happen to remember, was 4,300. And we happened to find support at 42.89, so we can make the case that I was pretty much in the ballpark with the level of support that I called out in yesterday's video. So let me pull up here the 1 hour, and we are still trading. I mean, in the 1 hour, on the 1 hour chart, we are trading between the moving averages. Okay, so there's nothing to complain about these on the 1 hour and from a technical standpoint. So obviously, guys, the most important areas of support in tomorrow's trading session are going to be either 4,300, which is a former all-time high, and it also acted as a resistance on 2 occasions for the S&P 500, and then obviously the lower support of today's trading session at 42.83. And if I pull up once again here the 4-hour chart, there's nothing wrong with the tape, even though we saw a decent pullback today in the S&P 500 of almost 1%, but on the 4-hour chart we are still trading above the moving averages, the 180 SMA and the 50 SMA. So watch out tomorrow for 4,300. And from a resistance standpoint, guys, the most important area that I am going to be looking at in tomorrow's trading session is going to be the spot in which the bulls were rejected today at 43.30, right? So that is going to be the most immediate area of resistance for the bulls, 43.30. And if that resistance happens to be broken to the upside, which I hope won't be the case, then we are pretty much talking about all-time high in the S&P 500 at 43.61. And when it comes to the Nasdaq 100, and in the case of this index, guys, in yesterday's video, I called out as a possible area of lower support. Take a look, guys. I mean, I can't make this stuff up. This red line that you guys can see over here is the very same line that I drew in yesterday's video when I was recording that video. And take a look at how the bulls managed to find support at 14,580 points. And I don't want to toot my own horn, guys, but when it comes to the Nasdaq 100, I was also in the ballpark when it comes to this possible area of lower support. So the Nasdaq 100 went down today 0.60%, and it closed today's trading session at 14,722 points. So obviously, guys, the most important area of previous support for the Nasdaq 100 is going to be the same spot in which the bulls managed to find support today, 14,575 points or 14,580 points, which is a previous all-time high for this index, and that area, that level also acted as a resistance on 1, 2, and 3 occasions in the case of the Nasdaq 100. And on the 1 hour chart, we are trading between the moving averages. There's nothing wrong with this tape. And let me take a look at the RSI, guys, on the 4 hour. And sorry once again, guys, because this is pretty much live reaction. I am improvising and reading the tape at the same time that I am recording this video. So the RSI dropped down to 66 points because this indicator was yesterday at 84 points. So the pullback that we saw today was very healthy, but I think that it isn't enough, guys. I mean, I don't want tomorrow the Nasdaq 100 to pull up once again, in which case the most important area of resistance is going to be pretty much all-time high at 14,891 points. But rather, I would like to see some sort of consolidation slightly above 14,600 points. I would love to see actually the Nasdaq 100 trading sideways for at least 2 or 3 trading sessions, guys, without doing much. So the relative strength index of this index can keep on coming down, but there's nothing wrong with this tape, guys. We're still on a clear uptrend and we are trading above the moving averages. And now let's go ahead and take a look at AMC Entertainment, the stock that we break down in every single one of my videos. And AMC had a very tough day today, guys, no doubt about it. And before taking a look at AMC, guys, let me keep on improvising here. Let me take a look at the Russell 2000. What happened with the Russell? The Russell had a tough day as well. It went down 0.94%, and we can make the case that that's why most of the meme stocks out there had also a very tough day. So when it comes to AMC, let me pull up here, or let me zoom in rather, and today we saw a massive drop, guys. I mean, between yesterday and today, we saw a massive drop of almost, let me see, guys. So AMC dropped in a matter of 2 days, 30%. Wow. That's how volatile these meme stocks can be, guys. These kind of stocks are definitely not for the faint of heart. So the bulls of AMC managed to find support today at $39. They were very close to an important area of lower support at $37, which is a previous area of support that already acted as such for this stock on 1 and 2 occasions before. So we saw a very nice recovery rally. In the case of AMC, take a look at the RSI, guys. It got down to 19 points. So 17 points. So AMC got extremely oversold, and that's why we saw this relief rally in the case of AMC. So in tomorrow's trading session, and if this good momentum keeps on going up, then keeps on going on, the next important area of resistance, guys, is going to be a previous support for AMC at $52. Keep in mind that $52 is a previous area of support that already acted as such for AMC on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 occasions before. If the bulls of AMC happen to be able to take on $52, then the next important spot is going to be at $58, which is a previous area of resistance that already acted as such on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 times before. And if I zoom out, guys, I mean, we can still make the case that the uptrend is intact. And you know, today AMC broke the 180 SMA to the downside, which was very negative, but the bulls managed to reconquer that moving average into the closing bell. So there's still hope over here. You guys know that I own 50 shares of AMC, and I am not going to paper hand my shares, guys. I believe, and you know, based on a technical standpoint, I believe that the momentum is still there. I have been saying that the volume on AMC has been decreasing in an important way, and we saw some sort of spike when it comes to the volume in today's trading session. So anything can still happen in the case of AMC Entertainment. And now let's go ahead and take a look at good old Bed Bath and Beyond, ticker symbol BBBY. This stock went down today 1.39%, and it closed today's trading session at $28.45. And you guys know, if you watch my videos on a regular basis, that I have been taking trades with Bed Bath and Beyond left and right. So as of now, I have an opened trade at $32.36. I own over here 50 shares, and as of now I have an unrealized loss of $198, but I am not worried about it. I couldn't care less about that unrealized loss. So I like the fact, guys, and take a look at this. Let me zoom in here on the 4 hour. Take a look at how the bulls of Bed Bath managed to find support today once again at $27. $27 is a very important area from a technical standpoint for this stock. And why? Well, because $27 has already acted as a lower support for Bed Bath on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 occasions before, but it also acted as a resistance back on May 26th, and it also did it back on May 27th. So when it comes to the position that I just showed you, I'm just going to be patient, guys. I am not worried at all. This company reported very solid earnings last week, so I want to see Bed Bath consolidating slightly above $27, which could be a sign that the bulls are gaining momentum, are gathering strength in order to make a push higher and maybe visit, and that is going to happen eventually, obviously, pay a visit to the next important area of resistance for Bed Bath at $32. $32 is a previous area of support that already acted as such for Bed Bath back on June 7th, and it also did it back on June 3rd. And in the case of my trade, and as I was saying, I am going to wait for Bed Bath to pay a visit to $38, which is an area of resistance that already acted as such for Bed Bath back on June 30th, and it also acted as a resistance back on June 8th. So if I happen to close this trade the way that I am describing it, guys, I could be potentially locking in a profit of 20%. And mind you, and I'm thinking, guys, because as I just said, I am pretty much improvising here. If I happen to see Bed Bath, and as I just said, consolidating slightly above $27, which is a very good sign from a technical standpoint, I might add more shares to the position that I just showed you. Because I truly believe that if the bulls happen to build up momentum by consolidating slightly above $27, then the task of taking on the 180 SMA and the 50 SMA on the 4 hours is going to be relatively easy, and the gap up to $32 is going to be filled, in my opinion, sooner rather than later. So watch out for Bed Bath consolidating slightly above $27. And now let's go ahead and take a look at good old Pltr. And this is a stock that you guys tell me to go over left and right. I mean, this is unbelievable. I think that the most popular stocks out there, guys, are, I don't know, Sundial Growers, Pltr, CCIV, and what else? I mean, I don't know, NEO maybe? This is a very, very hot and popular stock. And what do you know, guys? Pltr managed to pull up a green day today, despite the fact that we had a red day all across the board. So Pltr went up today 0.83%. Did we have any good news, any positive catalyst over here? Let me pull up the live news. Let me take a look at this, guys, because this is weird, right? Why Pltr? No, I don't see any good news. This is weird, guys. Why Pltr pulled up a green day when we had such a red day in the markets? This is weird, but I didn't see any positive catalyst. If you happen to know any good news about this stock, please drop a comment down below and let me know. So I would be starting a trade with Pltr, guys, if the stock of this company happens to pay a visit to $21. That's a very attractive spot in order to pick up some shares of Pltr, according to my opinion. And why $21? Well, because $21 is a previous area of support that already acted as such for the stock of this company on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 occasions before. So we are talking about a very, very strong area of previous support for the stock of this company. So if I happen to pick up some shares of Pltr at $21, then my price target is going to be the next important area of resistance for this stock at $26 approximately. $26 is an area that coincides on the 4-hour chart with the 50 SMA, but it is also a previous area of resistance that already acted as such for Pltr back on April 14th, but it also acted as a support on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 occasions before. So if I happen to be able to take this trade the way that I am describing it, guys, I could be potentially locking in a profit of 18%. That would be a very solid profit. And let me zoom in here, guys, and take a look at this. Palantir is trading as of now slightly below the 180 SMA on the 4-hour. So I'm thinking, guys, that if tomorrow, because this is weird, you know, the fact that this stock managed to pull up a green day in a sea of red when we had a sea of red today. So I'm thinking, guys, that if this good momentum of Palantir keeps on going on, if Palantir happens to burst above the 180 SMA on the 4-hour on good volume and momentum at around $24, it could easily fill the gap up to the resistance that I just told you guys about at $26. So Palantir could be a momentum trade. If we can take this trade the way that I am describing it, with Palantir breaking out of the 180 SMA on the 4-hour, we could be locking in a profit of 8%. So watch out for Palantir, guys, tomorrow or in the upcoming days, either paying a visit to $21, finding a good support over there, and then bouncing back up, or maybe breaking out of the 180 SMA at $24 and filling the gap up to the $26 per share in the case of Palantir. Now let's go ahead and take a look at good old Doge. And in the case of Doge, we find this crypto trading as of now at 21 cents, and you guys know that I am a crypto bull. I am not necessarily a Doge bull, but I am actually bullish on Doge, guys. I think that, and I said this in the last video that I posted talking about Doge, I think that Tesla eventually is going to allow payments in Doge. So yeah, we can make the case that I am bullish on Doge and I am a crypto bull. Obviously, I have a t-shirt for that matter. So I have been trading Doge left and right as well, and as of now I have a small position over here with an average cost of 24 cents, and I have an unrealized loss of $271. So I am pretty much investing over here something like $2,000 on Doge. So what's my plan when it comes to that swing position, guys? I would love to add more Doge to the position that I just showed you in a very aggressive way, actually, if Doge happens to pay a visit to 16 cents, all right? As of now, let me go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trading at $33,000. So we can make the case, guys, that if Bitcoin happens to take another dump and pays a visit to the lows, $29,000 or $30,000, Doge might do the same with 16 cents. So we can make the case that Doge could pay a visit down to 16 cents if Bitcoin happens to take a hit. At 16 cents, I am going to be buying like $2,000 more in Doge, most likely, and maybe at 20 cents, guys. I mean, 20 cents is a previous area of support that already acted as such for Doge on 1 and 2 occasions before, just like 16 cents already acted as a lower support for Doge back on June 21st, and it also did it back on April 22nd. And my price target in order to close this trade on Doge, guys, is going to be, for the most part, an area in which the bulls of Doge already failed on 2 occasions in recent days. 29 cents. So the bulls of Doge failed at 29 cents back on June 24th, and they also failed at 29 cents back on June 29th. And 29 cents already acted as a lower support for Doge as well back on April 27th. So in general terms, guys, I am bullish on Doge. I am thinking about starting actually a long-term position when it comes to this cryptocurrency. I haven't made a decision yet, but I do believe that eventually Tesla is going to allow payments in Doge, and that is going to be a very important positive catalyst for this cryptocurrency. And I truly believe that once Bitcoins get out of the 30,000s, let's say that Bitcoin bursts above $42,000, we are very but very likely to see Doge paying a visit to 44 cents. All right, 44 cents is a previous area of resistance that already acted as such for Doge back on June 2nd. It also did it back on April 18th, and it also did it back on April 15th. And at the end of the day, guys, whatever happens, and I have been saying this over and over and over again here on the channel, whatever happens with crypto is going to depend on whatever happens with Bitcoin. We have to wait until Bitcoin bursts above $42,000, which in my opinion is going to happen sooner rather than later, and most likely before this year ends, to see Ethereum and Doge also pulling up on a consistent way. And with Doge, I am going to wrap up the video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays through Thursdays as soon as the market closes. So if you want to get, not as soon as the market closes, guys, I keep on saying that, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to the channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. On our Instagram account, we are posting news and information on a daily basis, and here and there, I am also posting call-outs about the stocks that I am about to purchase, that I am about to buy throughout the trading session. So go ahead and follow us on Instagram as well at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs. And this is the YouTube channel in which, because today I said it backwards, guys, sorry about that, I'm a bit tired. And this is the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets in English and Spanish, so you can pick your preferred language. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys on Sunday. Remember, we also post stock market videos on Sundays. Peace out and enjoy the rest of your week.